Hello and welcome into the next round of the Super Formula. Should be streaming this now, yep. Should all be good. Alright. Yes, here we are. Yeah, alright. So we're all good. Yeah, okay, so it's all good. Give me a second. There we go. Alrighty then. Just give me a second, we're good to go. I think this is, yeah, it's practice for crewmen, it's practice anyway, for the Monza round, the fourth round of the ISRL Season 2 Super Formula Championship. We'll come down track in a moment. Should be joined by Bud shortly, so we'll just await him. Fran picks up a penalty, as you do. Track should be very fun for penalties, it seems. Alright, so we are now good to go with the Super Formula race. Yes, obviously. Get 10 minutes just going. Alright, Budge is on his way. Qualifying will begin at past. So yeah, here we go then, as we see Honte the Ponte facing the wrong direction on the track, as he then backs out back into the pit lane. So that is great news for Honte at this stage. So, round number 4 of 8, who are heading toward the halfway point of the season. A couple of drivers I don't think are making it. I believe Foxy and Race Tate are not going to be here. Wright and Ladd will be a little bit late as well. I think Knight Donner might be returning, hopefully anyway. CAD Gaming should be here as well. So yeah, we should have a decently sized grid. Last bit of practice for drivers then. They get ready for this race. This is an interesting race here in Monza. We can actually ride on board now. We're going helmet cam on board with Walter as he dives into the pits. I don't know why it won't let us do that in the races. Gemini in second at the moment, just 3.6 seconds off Walter. Walter looking high and mighty up at the front. They're all running on soft tyres at the moment. And they're just getting their hot lap practice in. See, they're all clued up, ready to go for the race. When that rolls around, we're going to have 21 laps with us for today's Super Formula race. Interesting round. The championship heats up. We've got interesting battles up and down the field. I believe Raiden takes in a commanding lead in the championship, and he's looking like that's going to be a lead that will only extend with the absence of his closest title rival, Race Tay. It's a good chance for Wittmann to actually get into second place in the Drivers' Championship as well. He's going to be open for that one. And maybe Wittmann can then take the fight to Raiden in the second half of this season. Ruti as well looking strong. A team that really wants to get itself heading in the right direction is the Red Bull team. Hunty, Gad. Gad should be with us shortly. We'll have to hope for that one. No, so everyone that's in the lobby is in the... Yeah. So then, Raiden comes in with a 1 minute 30.9. We'll see if there's a representative time of him in qualifying. He does put him out onto the fastest, which is usually where he is. Walter, currently in second place. Qualifying will start at past. Just find a bit of practice around this track. This track of just speed, to be honest. Straight, there were a couple of chicanes in the middle of it. So yeah, Raiden looks currently like he's the man conquering this Monza track here in Italy. We'll have to see what effect the tyre wear is going to have on the race. Usually has an effect. We'll see what effect it has now. So for the final 4 races, then after this one we've got this one then as we not very long, just 5 races to go this season. We've got here in Monza, we've got the Nürburgring in 2 weeks' time, the GP circuit of the Nürburgring. We will also have Bathurst, Autopolis, and season finale at Suzuka again. So that's how our season's going to take place. We have Vitvinci currently set second, Fran up into third place, dropping Walter down to fourth. So there we go, Hunty weaving along. Weaving around the lows, and 3 guy then in the piston broke racing of Gemini and 3 guy. 3 guy, interestingly, looking like the quicker driver of the two. Gemini down in 7th, and 3 guy up into 6th place. Ruti as well behind his teammate, but Infinity have a really strong lineup with Ruti and Wittmann. It's impressive performance for them, and they're doing okay in the championship fight as well. Walter is another one. Gav came in, joins the room. A Red Bull driver to join his teammate Hunty in their quest to score points. Hunty lines up on the bottom of the Drivers' Championship, and the team line up at the bottom of the Teams' Championship. So obviously, improvement will be needed for that Red Bull team, and they're gonna want some serious improvement as well. Currently a no-show from the Flawless Geezers, that's Emperor Products and Foxy's team. I don't think Foxy is showing up, but Emperor Products is also not here at the moment, so the thing at the bottom showing up again. Update this. Also, congratulations to Insisi, who wins this week's livery competition, which was thematically Super Formula as well. So there you go. Insisi did win that livery competition then this week. So well done to Insisi. It was a great livery. I wish I could show it up on screen, but I can't, so well. Just take my word for it, it's good liveries. We watch Walter spinning across the gravel. It's been an interesting corner. You want to be very careful coming out of that corner. Easy to get it wrong there. As you push out wide on the exit, you can end up running across the track onto the gravel, and as we've just seen there, touching the gravel spins you around. As far as main overtaking point at this track, it's got to be turns 1. The first chicane, the second chicane, and Ascari, I reckon. Realistically, good opportunities to overtake. Definitely the first chicane. First corner, usually a bit manic on the first lap. A bit of a reputation for it. Ascari, another one, as you come down the straight, you can get a good run on the Lesmore, sit back in the slipstream, and you can really catch up there. That's great news, obviously, as well for that. we watch Onze de Ponte stopped as well on the track. You using the quali tyre for the race? Not necessarily. If you could change it before the end of the qualifier, you can do. But I mean, no, you don't have to use your quali tyre for the race, but you just have to change it before the end of qualifying. Hello Tay, welcome to the stream. We'll be as opposed to watching this from the visor, you will this time be watching this one from the way I see it, pretty much. And yeah, I'm fine. Tay, how about you? Are you all good? Should hope so. Bit unfortunate you're missing this one, because Raiden most likely going to come out of this one with a bigger championship margin than he already has. But the battle in the midfield is as exciting as it could possibly get. There's battles lining up everywhere so close in this early stage of the season. Obviously there are teams that want to bring themselves to higher successes that they than what they currently have. The main team that's really going to want to finally get their season up and running will be the Red Bull teams. As I said, Hunty sits at the bottom of the Drivers' Championship. Both Red Bull drivers sit in 13th and 14th in the Drivers' Championship, and Red Bull 5 points off the next car in the Teams' Championship. They're going to need to get some serious points on the board if they want to try and get their season underway properly. Magenta Madlands, however, pulled out an incredible margin in the Teams' Championship, and Raiden running 19 points ahead. It is close between Wittmann and race 10. It looks like Wittmann might take that advantage, as Wittmann actually goes quicker than Raiden here in the moment. Walter as well sitting fourth. It gets very close though in the championship between Routine, Donna and Fran. And then there's the likes of N3 guy, Gemini, Foxy, Emperor Buddocks, Gad and Hunty at the bottom of the table. They're all incredibly close, and just minor points can help them in the championship. So yeah, battles up and down the championship. Nice to have a break, yeah. I think it's good for everyone to have one of those in a while. There's a bit of gravel being kicked up there from Wittmann, but he is just powering on through. It really didn't slow him down there. The gravel track didn't do the intended effect coming out of the second chicane there. There just seems to be issues that befall the Red Bull drivers. Obviously, in the last race, Gad Gaming had a bit of a horrific strategy. I think he misclicked and accidentally put softs on again on his first stop, and Hunty just found issues. I think he was racing you actually, Tay, and it went wrong there, and Hunty just found himself involved in issues, didn't even finish the race. Gad Gaming came home in 9th place to pick up 2 points. Red Bull, which is such a shame as well, because Hunty had such an incredible qualifying. We'll hope to see if he can bring together a similar performance here this weekend, to see if he can get another decent qualifying run. Driver that's always key to look out for in the midfield. Walter constantly fighting toward the front of the midfield, and he's always looking like a key driver to look out for. Currently sits 5th in this practice session, but not far away from cracking into that top 4. Ruti doing a fantastic job. The Infinity Racing cars, as he runs across the gravel, really do look like the closest ones to Magenta Madlands, and if this was the finished result, this would be a great point score for Infinity and would really help close that gap down to the championship leaders in the Teams Championship. But Raiden is the man on form at the moment. He looks to be pulling this one away. So Walter and the Yorkshire T Racing car, Yorkshire T, they look at the moment on the verge of taking second in the Teams Championship. Walter actually outperforming, well, I won't say outperforming, but he's actually beating teammate Wrighton Lad in the Drivers' Championship. In fact, in the Championship for the drivers, they're all actually in teams. It goes Magenta, and then Infinity and Wittmann. Then it's Yorkshire T, and then they're all in teams, and it's a really bizarre circumstance that they managed to work their way into. But Will that change? Because like I say, it's very close and minor points can bring them up to success. A tyre where again looks to be a usual issue for the drivers, the highly degrading tyres we've got in the Super Formula Series. But how bad is it going to be around this track at Monza? Long straights, hard braking zones. It's going to be a real test of bravery under brakes on this one. And maybe expect a few collisions going into that first corner, especially on the first lap. They're all bundled up so tightly, all desperately scrapping for as many positions as they can off the line. It's one of the easiest times to overtake cars is off the line because everyone is so close together. So who will come out on top today? We've got about 8 minutes until qualifying schedule to begin, and anyone not in the lobby will not be able to race. So then, here we go. Could be an exciting race, this one here at Monza in Italy. Cutting to Hunty cheating, I see nothing's out of the ordinary here. Evening, Robbo. Evening, Roti as well. Good luck as well, Poetry. Good luck to all the drivers for whatever will befall upon this race. Hunty now stopping on the track. Lot of wheel spin kicking off there. If that was going to be a practice start, it's not exactly the ideal start. A lot of wheel spin. Bit of a difficult car to get off the line at times. Well, last race we saw that in full force that it was difficult to get it going off the line because I think it was Ruti just spun immediately off the line. Thankfully he snaked toward the back and didn't really hit anyone, but just lost the car under the wheel spin and tried to recover himself back as many positions as he could. He was going to hope that the race would go better for him this time and that he can actually make it toward the first corner. Hunty driving very slowly, not too far, just half a second. Gad Gerning, hello you beautiful people. Hello Gad, welcome to the stream. Here's Gad then as we watch him in the wild stalking his prey, watching just less than half a second behind teammate Hunty. These two usually close. Tyres are cooked, yep. I don't know if that was intended to be a practice start or not, but tyres aren't exactly looking in the best condition. As Gad gets himself moving out of the grass. And Fran is a barrier. Fran is literally a fence at the moment, it would seem. Oh wait, no he's not. He's there. But it looks from this angle like he is a fence. Qualifying starts at past. Also. I think we will have to hope that good hide and seek spot for Fran there. Yeah, I mean, we're not playing hide and speak. It's supposed to be hide and speak. That's a new one. Vimaji comes out of the pits. His time beaten by Raiden as Raiden takes the top spot of the practice session. Then as Raiden bails into the pit lane, Vimaji then takes it back because you know that's the way this game works. Hopefully we'll anticipate the arrival of some more drivers. And of course Podge. Emperor Buttocks has decided to join us then, better late than ever. I think we're also expecting Nike and Wright and Lad a bit later as well. Right on cue, yep. Better late than never. So these Dallara chassis cars, and so I start speaking using fancy words to make it sound like I'm speaking technical terms and that I know what I'm actually speaking about. Yes. So Monza then, it's a great track. It's an old track as well, it's a historic track that's been changed quite a fair few times. The old banking maintains its position there alongside the main straight where they actually lift off, go into the massive banking. It's incredible banking wood, obviously. Who's ready for the horse racing commentary? Well, you better be. Anyway, yeah, as we say, Monza, classic track, historic track. And yeah, the banking, it is there. Right, another 2 minutes. It is there still. It is not being used in years. Even the layout of some of the chicanes has been changed drastically. Back in the old day, this second chicane, which we see Wittmann go through, was actually non-existent. So just fly through it. And the first chicane used to be non-existent. I think the chicane's added in for safety and also to produce better overtaking spots, and gotta slow the car down when they're charging at ridiculous speeds going down into that first corner. The no chicane version of this track that's on this game is completely ridiculous and requires complete commitment into Curva Grande at full speed, but with less speed these things are still quick though. But who will become the best? Who will be able to master this Monza track to take the top spot at the end of the 21 laps that will soon be on us after a 10-minute qualifying? Lesmo 2 is quite different as well. Yeah, a lot of the parts of the track have been massively reprofiled. I think both Lesmos used to be a bit banked. They used to be quicker as well. They used to be taking considerably higher speeds than what you can do now. I mean, they are still, don't get me wrong, they're still relatively quick corners, carry a lot of speed through them. But they used to be quicker than what they are. And I believe there's some sort of anniversary for Monza coming up in the next few years. And they're trying to get permission to change it to make it even faster. But I'm not sure if there's credibility on that. Not really heard much of that. But I think mainly for Formula 1 race, I think they were going to try and change up the Monza for some sort of anniversary thing. Hello, Bodge.
Hello there. Can you hear me alright?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, excellent. Got a different pair of headphones. I'm not sure if I've moved myself up before.
No, it's just I'm good, yeah, you?
Yes, yeah, it's been a long day, but we're alright now. And the ongoing relationship between my Audi, my bank balance and myself.
I was just talking about the Monza track and how it's changed significantly since the track was first created. Don't actually know a year on that, but yeah, the banking, it's still there, and obviously half the chicanes weren't there.
Oh yeah, that's even the longest step as well. There's I've got an aerial photo of it, and with the banking at one end, it's actually mirrored at the other end.
Yeah.
And it's like an oval track is one of the layouts.
You can actually race the old layout in Project Cars. I believe there's another game you can do it on as well, but I'm not sure. I know in Project Cars 2 you can race the old layout with the oval.
Oh, okay. Because I know there's the longer route without any chicanes. Is that Project Cars 2 as well?
There is one. I mean, on this game you can do the one just without that first chicane.
Okay. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
But on Project Cars you could do the old Monza. So there's no chicanes and a massive banking. I think we're just awaiting Wrighton lad, who should be with us shortly, as Emperor Product is. We'll just wait for Emperor Product to come back, Wrighton lad to enter, and then we should be good to go for qualifying.
Alright.
The usual
this evening was supposed to be my last race on GT Sport, because I was going to retire after the last GT2 race.
Ah.
So yeah, I didn't get home in time, so... That was that then, yeah. So I didn't have to finish last, get lapped, and hobble off. That's what we've seen as a bonus.
Yeah.
But tomorrow afternoon is Herbie's karting and demolition derby.
Yes, I'm not in them. Well, I mean, I might have been entered into them and then just not, and then forgotten about them, but yeah. Night Donner is still using the wrong livery.
Right, I'm just going to plug in my keyboard.
No. That's a lovely noise. Can you hear that? Say what? Someone's mic is cocking. Yeah, I guess you could say that. It sounds like a really old airplane is starting up. So, yeah, I think it might be on your end, Hood. Ah, it's gone. That was I don't honestly know, Hunter. I think we're all confused as to what that sound was. Yeah, it's gone. Although now you sound really, really quiet. Ah. That's interesting. Because you... Well, no, apparently they don't, so...
Just come on to chat with you.
Yeah. They're all listening to what sounds effectively like a one-way conversation. Right, we're here to go racing, and I think Emperor Products might have gotten the wrong idea. Yeah, Emperor Products has definitely gotten the wrong idea. He's, I think must have mistaken this for a Formula E race or something, because he's just gone out in an electric car. So, it's a great car choice. Yep. He's sorted it out now, so everyone looks ready to go for qualifying then. No, he was in a Marmite car. Right.
To Hunter, of course. If you don't worry,
Well, I think the Red Bull cars need to do well. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the championship, but they're not. It's not exactly looking good for them. Both their drivers currently sit at the bottom of the championship tables, with Hunty at the bottom, and Red Bull line up the rear of the team's championship. So they kind of need a strong result here, as everyone piles straight out onto the track for the 10-minute qualifier. Who is the first one out on track? It is Wittmann, who lines up up front, but expect them to be a lot of jostling for position. This is a track you want slipstream. Because there was ever a race where slipstream is an advantage, it's this one. Go on, Rob. Alright then, Tyler. Or Ty, I'm pretty sure it's Ty anyway. Maybe they're just a translated Taurus. Yeah, you never know. The Red Bulls might just be a translated Taurus. So Wittmann looks to be sticking it out in front now. And on medium tyres, I could expect to see Wittmann doing this to pit in, come out relatively close to some cars. Some cars haven't actually left the pit lane yet. Fran, don't know what you're saying. Fran lines up sec just behind Wittmann. Walter swapping positions, letting Gemini get through and ahead. Buttocks as well. Hi, Rollo. Is there something wrong with your mic, Pudge? Or are you just doing that for the sake of it? Alright. And as predicted, Wittmann does dive into the pits. I'm assuming to go onto the softs. We're going to ride on board in visor cam with Fram for this first lap, so that everyone can criticise his every move. Through the first chicane, relatively nice. Yep, managed to get on the power well. Curva Grande flat out. Hunter using overtake on an outlap. It's an interesting manoeuvre. Fran isn't actually using overtake at all. Oh yes, but I'm not sure if you're aware, but with the new qualifying system, overtake is able to be used in qualifying. Because this is the new in-game. Yeah, it's the new in-game qualifier that has been decided upon being the new system for this league. You have no idea what is going on. Well, that's half the fun of this. Fran actually not getting full power going onto the start out straight. He's seemingly lifting off the straight and not using any overtake on the brakes across those yellow curbs. The little yellow and black sausage curbs, which usually means penalty. A little bit out wide, make sure you don't get all four tyres across the white line on you. I don't think anyone is racing in cockpit cam because you can't really see too much. Fran really likes his gears, he's abusing them. Here we go then, and then out of Parabolica, running a bit wide across the curb. Wasn't the tidiest lap in the end as well. 32.4 takes him on provisional pole. Gemini goes slower with the 33. Where's Night Donna come up to the pole position at the moment? Walter moves into third place, and they're all moving too quickly for me to actually notice what's going on. But Hunter, third. Gad Gaming, he moves into sixth. Raiden, a very off-colour lap down in seventh place at the moment. Wittmann comes across the line to start a lap. And Ruti moves up into third place and very close to the back of France. So at the moment, it's a Force Croatia 1 and 2 with Night Donna nearly a second ahead of his teammate Fran, who's incredibly close to Ruti, who himself is incredibly close to Hunty. So he's looking very close to that front row spot at the moment, I think. But I reckon Raiden's got more pace to come, and a very off-colour lap from him at 1 minute 38. Beyond an explanation was a mistake there. I'm not. I think that's it for qualifying, like it is in the race. And when it's gone, it's gone. Raiden does have a penalty, so this is another lap that's going to have to be aborted. So what seems like a mistake on his first lap, a penalty on his second lap. Raiden running out of time there to get a clean lap in. He will have to serve his penalty. Penalties are a usual problem around this track. Here comes Wittmann G then. He comes out of Ascari as well onto the back straight. Fran improves his time to take pole position as well, ahead of his teammate with a 31.0. Race Tay, who is slowly turning into an effective Ted Kravitz here, predicts pole will be in the 30s. But what does Vitman G do? As Walter measures to get a 32. Raiden is the first man into the 30s, a woman at 30.6. Vitman moves up into 4th place with his time with a 1:31, and Rudy manages to improve up into 3rd as well. Raiden, the only driver into the 1 minute 30s at the moment. France tantalisingly close to a minute 30 to a 1:30. Didn't exactly catch what you said there. Repeat that a minute. Every product finally puts in a lap time. That does keep him at the back. Gad Gaming as well outside the top 10. Has somebody caught on fire yet? No, and I don't think you should be expecting someone to catch on fire. I highly doubt they will. Looking really close for 6th. Anyone's game. Yep, the midfield is as tight as ever. Walter currently leads that midfield battle with Hunty incredibly close. Like I said, Hunty's going to need some solid points to elevate him off the bottom of that championship table. Coming up to the line, Walter actually gets into 3rd and Hunty up into 4th. So that's incredible work from these two. They've just managed to elevate themselves to locking at that 2nd row and narrowly missing out. Here's Ruti. Does Vitman G change his position down in 7th, and Night Donner as well in 6th. So rather disappointing qualifying. I'm sure Vitman G will be hoping for something better than that, with Night Donner just coming out behind him. I think they'll be trying to use each other for the slipstream. Very close to the back is Vitman G on Night Donner then. As M3 guy in 8th place. Right and Lad Knife, Gemini 10th, Gad Gaming just outside the top 10. 11th, Emperor Buttocks, a whole 2.4 seconds off Gad Gaming, but on hard tyres. I think Race Tay seems pleasantly surprised by the pace that Hunty and Walter are showing, suggesting that Nike and Vitman might have more pace to come and are just waiting to unleash it. But I don't understand why they'd be waiting, as Night Donner does pick up a penalty. Vitman G sails past now. They're running out of time. They've got 2 minutes 5 seconds if they want to get toward the front. You would normally expect Vitman and Night Donner to be toward that front. Gemini improves his time. But as we watch Vitman G come out of Parabolica, full speed heading down toward the line, and it's a 1 minute 30.4, and Vitman G does plonk himself onto that front row of the grid. Yeah, they do pretty much have Go-Go Gadget boosts. It's a little button they push to deploy more power effectively. I guess you could describe it as Go-Go Gadget boosts. Three guys, well, he's improving and he's just only 3 tenths behind his teammate Gemini. It's a relative success for M3 guy. Usually finds himself toward the back, and I'm sure he feels slightly disappointed with him ending up, and I think he's surrendered his qualifying. And as Gad Gaming goes off the track as well, I think that's his qualifying over in 10th place, whereas Wrighton lands on an outlap. I reckon Wrighton might just get a lap in or two. Team slipstream could be one to watch. Let's see, what does Hunty do? He's got a distant slipstream from the man in 8th, which is Gemini. Fran the boss manages to improve to put himself back onto the front row, so they're all jostling to get onto the front row then. Right, Hunty coming out to the final corner. Is this an improvement on his time? I don't think it is, but he'll probably get this one Another lap in now, but Gemini peels out the way to just refuse Hunty slipstream there. And Wittmann just steals back the front row start from Fram. They're still 4 tenths away from Raiden. Night Donner improves to 6th. Brighton lad, he just begins his lap now then. Debra Products still in the pit. It looks like he'll be bringing up the rear of the grid. Yep, Raiden has been able, a couple of drivers, and literally a couple of Fran has gone exploring the rest of the Italian wilderness. Literally a couple of them have gotten into the 1 minute 29, a 29.4, looking like your pole position time. I can't really see anyone getting close to that. Fran was off the track, and Wittmann will have to see if he's improving at the end, coming down to the end of the straight, see if he's up in sector 2 on the time that Raiden has. And he's not, he's 8 tenths down, so it looks like Raiden will have pole position. Walter is probably the star of qualifying 4th, and Hunty, does he improve his position? Now he's going to see if he can get onto the second row of the grid. It'd be incredible qualifying if he can. Across the line, and he's a second down. Where's Night Donner? Is Night Donner going to be up on his time? I don't think we missed the sector split. I'm not sure. He's got to get across the line soon, but I'm sure Night Donner's going to be a man, as he just doesn't even touch the throttle. The qualifying finishes for him. He's got to be a man that's going to be disappointed with qualifying, as will Ruti. He's put in some impressive performances this season. He's going to be slightly upset with where he's starting. His starting position's got a fair way away from his teammate, who currently starts on the front row of the grid. Infinity have looked really strong to take the fight to the Magenta Mad Lads of Tay and Raiden. It's a great opportunity for them with Tay not being present. Gemini, he's a bit down the order. It'll be interesting to see what he can do from the race. And 3 guy, Gad Gaming, Brighton lad, and Emperor Buttocks at the back. So it is Raiden then that takes pole position. The pole time, a 1 minute 29.4, a full 4 tenths clear of the next car. The qualifier is over. There's your official grid for the 4th round of the ISRL Super Formula Championship. Here we go then, ISRL Super Formula Championship, round 4, season 2, Raiden pole position, Wittmann G second. Star of qualifying is probably Walter or Hunty. Race Tay seems impressed by Hunty. Night Donner's going to be a driver he's going to want to improve then. Here we go then, lining up on the grid, 21 laps ahead of us, but who will come out on top? And it's lights out, and away we go. It seems like a decent start from Raiden and Wittmann off the front row. There's a lot of wheel spin behind his contact. Someone's gone. Someone has gone in the background. I'm not too sure who that was. It's Gemini moving very slowly off the line there. Very slow. He's marked. How does anyone get this contact again? Night Donner, I think he's just sent Raiden gone. And I think there's people going off the track over. Ruti, Night Donner off as well. And I think Ruti might have gotten stuck there. Night Donner going slow. And I think I saw a pink car getting flown across the track. And after all this, Fran now takes the lead from Wittmann second. Hunty moves into 3rd place. Walter 4th. Them 3 guys had a great start up into 5th place. And Wrighton lad from 11th has moved up into 6th, just avoiding the first lap.
Are you putting in stuff?
What now? Raiden then has dropped from pole position down to 9th place. Gemini losing it on the start. Ruti, Emperor Buttocks just down at the back. Night Donner. There's going to be an incredible charge through the field from some of these drivers. But unbelievably, out of all this, Hunty's moved up into 3rd and looks to be challenging Wittmann G for 2nd, with Walter in 4th. Night Donner and Gard both move their way past Wrighton. Raiden moves his way past Wrighton lad, and Night Donner's trying to get around the outside of Gard coming into parabolic, and the move is done. Night Donner's ahead. Now Wrighton lad and Gad Gaming, who loses the position now to Raiden. Raiden moves up into 7th, following the man in 6th that seemingly just sent him across the track. this race has just taken an incredibly interesting turn now, with Hunty remaining incredibly close to the back of Wittmann G, but Hunty on soft tyres compared to the mediums of Wittmann might be playing into that. Oh, it looks like we're going to have to see a lot more from McDonough and Raiden. M3 guy all over the back of MJ Walter. M3 guy looks to go down the inside. He's not holding back. And down the inside, does he? Not quite. Walter just holds off in the end. McDonough trying to lead Raiden as they try to fight their way back through the field. Raiden on softs, whereas McDonough on the medium tyres. So that's interesting. Usually it's the other way around with these two drivers. And it's McDonough that starts on the soft tyre usually. Raiden's trying to get down the inside on McDonough into Parabolica. Great move from Raiden as he's going to want to charge his way back from Shaw. He's going to be disappointed in the contact. It'd be a miracle if he could still win this race. But McDonough's not letting him go easily as McDonough in the slipstream, crossing the line incredibly close as he pull out to make the move into the first corner. And I think M3 guys doing the same thing on Walter just up in front, but not quite Walter. M3 guy backs out of that one. McDonough does not find his way through. So these 4 cars are running incredibly close. Gad Gaming just hanging around in the background. Right on. Boddocks moves his way into the top 10 with Routine Gemini, rather disappointingly a long way back. I think there's someone in the chat that has never watched a race before. He just says, all I understand is fast cars going to race. I think he must have spun it up off the start under the wheel spin. And yep, Gemini pits in early to get off the tyres that are completely destroyed. I think he just spun off the start. Now these three, M3 guys not holding back. He's desperately trying to find his way past Walter. Down the inside for P4. M3 guy takes position. Now how does Raiden play this? If he wants, he knows he's quicker than these two to get into 4th place. He gets the run on Walter. We need to dispatch of these drivers quickly. Walter all over the back of M3 guy. Can Raiden make the move into Parabolica like he did on the last lap? He tries to get down the inside on Walter. That's not enough on this occasion. Hunter, however, all this squabbling going on, Raiden looks to try and pull the gap out under the exit speed. He tries to pull ahead of Walter using a bit of overtake. He makes the move and now sits in the slipstream of M3 guy just in front for 4th. Is he going to get M3 guy into the first corner? Raiden backs out of that one. There was a prime opportunity. That first corner is a key overtaking spot. Tries to get the run out of the exit. Turn 2 was not enough. McDonough getting a bit squirrely coming out of the second corner there. Oh, and M3 guy almost making contact with McDonough. McDonough finds his way through on Walter, but now into his Apache. Getting a bit of a wobble on Gemini leads. It seems like race has just not gone well for him. And it really has. And Walter getting a lot of wheels onto that gravel. This battling that's going on here, though, as Raiden has finally made his way into clear area and now chases down a 3.3 second gap to Hunter. And M3 guy is now got to back. He's now trying to hold on to his 5th place against McDonough, but you would be a sensible bet is that McDonough would be able to find his way through, but these midfield drivers are not making life easier for the front runners. It's interesting that it is interesting that Hunty's tyres have worn much quicker than that of Raiden's, because I don't know whether you'd have said Raiden would have been pushing more, because he'd have been desperate to try and gain back the positions he lost off the start, and the fact that he's managed to fight his way back into 4th whilst looking after the tyres is a skill that separates the champions from the rookies. could. And just to put into representation the different pace between Raiden and Hunty, Raiden has absolutely destroyed that gap to Hunty. And in fact, the battle up front looks to have just gone interesting. I've just got this one. Fran's tyres look to have hit a cliff. Only holds a half a second gap to Vitman G, who's quickly chasing him and quickly closing, but he's not close enough to make the move into the Ascari chicane then, as he tries to launch his car out of Ascari in the slipstream of Fran to try and make the move into Parabolica like Raiden's done a couple of times in the slipstream. Here we go then. Is this going to be enough? Half a second. The gap is decreasing in the slipstream, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move today. Hunty as well, just edging out just under a second. Meanwhile, Night Donna is still behind M3 guy. M3 guy doing an incredible job holding on at the moment. Gemini cites family problems as to the reason he had to leave, so it's understandable, but disappointing to see him drop out. Oh, but a bit of a moment there. Hunty's gone. Hunty made was that a mistake, or was that contact there between them? Neither of them looked to have picked up damage. I wonder if there was just a mistake getting on the power. And Hunty's tyres, they're not looking in the best of conditions, and neither are Fran's, to be honest, neither are Raiden's. They're not looking optimal. So the soft's starting to drop off after about 6 laps, because Vitman G is all over the back of Fran. Those mediums just look to have so much more grip than the soft tyres. It's such a conversely different situation that we had in the last race, where the mediums and the softs didn't look to have much difference as far as durability is concerned. Whereas this one, the softs look to have absolutely hit a cliff, whilst Vitman on the mediums has managed to keep a lot of... He's looking quite well, yeah. Tyres do look awful, but he's choosing to stay out again. And Trugai, I must admit, and Trugai's doing an incredible job at holding on against Night Donna. You'd have thought Night Donna would have found his way past him, Trugai, long ago, but just a 10th back, he's just not close enough. He's not able to make the move. Oh, but Night Donna just ended up in the escape road at the first chicane, so I wonder if there was a mistake midway through. That promotes Walter up into 6th. Now it's going to be time to see if Walter can close down a 1.5 second gap to M3 guy, and see if Walter can try and find his way through. Walter on the hard tyres, with Night Donna and M3 guy on the mediums. So then we have Vitman G still chasing down Fran for the lead of this race. Tracy's spicy. I'm sad I'm not in the cockpit right now. Tay seems to be upset at the fact that he's watching this and not competing in this one. Vitman G just 3/10 back from Fran, and he's getting ever closer now. But is this the lap where we finally see Vitman go for the move to take the lead on Fran? He's in the slipstream. Fran chooses the need to go defensive. Vitman looks to commit to the outside. Raiden makes his first stop. Here comes Vitman trying to get around the outside, but Fran hard on the brakes into the first corner. Looks to have held the position off at the moment, but does Vitman get on the power sooner? No, not quite. Tries to, but it's not quite enough. Vitman stays in second. Fran maintains the lead, but it's not over yet, as Vitman G tries to get around the outside of Curva Grande. He's trying to get around the outside now. That does line him up into the inside for the Regia chicane as he comes down the inside hard on the brakes. The move is done. Vitman G was committed to all hell to get past Fran there, and he did that one. Fran even kicking up a bit of dust as he went a little bit wide. His tyres are destroyed. fact, there's Raiden coming out behind Gaz, and he's also trying to find his way through now. Raiden is just having to overtake everyone, and now Raiden tries to get down the inside into the second chicane under braking. Fresher tyres, and he's through on the mediums. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Walter has ended up into third. Frano's got a bit now. Raiden. Yep, Raiden, Knight, Donna and Hunty all pitted in on those previous laps. Hunty onto hards, Knight, Donna onto another set, onto the soft tyres. Now that's an interesting decision from Knight, Donna. And Raiden onto the medium tyres. In fact, in the background, over 3 guy looks like he's about to lose position to Gad Gaming. So where is his pace going? Disappeared from M3 guy as Gad Gaming gets down the inside into Parabolica. Is he able to keep it? Yes, he is. Where is the pace gone from M3 guy? He was doing such a good job. It looks like a fall a little bit downhill now. And I think even with Knight Donna pitting, M3 guy in the pits, but he's going to come out behind Knight Donna, who was doing a heroic effort on to defend against. Oh no, it does. Just looking at his rear tyres, they are destroyed. It's interesting how he's decided he's going to have to go on again, but I think if he's locking up and missing his braking points, the tyres aren't going to do him any favours. He's just losing time rapidly now to Wittmann. Looks like normal service might be resuming. Well, Raiden now hunts down Walter to try and find himself back on the podium, but when Walter inevitably pits, that's probably Raiden to get himself back onto the podium, and great work from Raiden if he can do that. Gad Gaming is looking like he's holding a strong performance as well. He currently sits 5th place. Hunty, if he can get close enough on those hard tyres, he needs to get close enough to Walter to beat him in the pit stops. That could be a really interesting battle to look out on. Honestly, I can't see the gaps between Hunty and Walter, so I don't honestly know if that's going to happen or not. Knight Donna clears Gad Gaming. Ellie, welcome to the stream. We've now got as you join us here, we now have Knight Donna, who is managing to put himself back to 5th. Gad Gaming pits in. He's going to come up behind his teammate, possibly Ruti, Emperor Products. M3 guy down in 11th now down at the back. Mother Bear is happy. Yeah, okay, that. Sure, why not at this point? M3 guy chasing down Emperor Products to try and get himself back into the points. Where does Gad Gaming come out in all of this, though, in this battle? He comes out, is he ahead of Ruti? Yes, he is, and puts himself 10 seconds behind his teammate now. This race so far looks to be going the right direction for Red Bull, but a long way to go still. Anything can happen, as we've seen previously, as now Raiden gets immediately on to work with chasing down Walter to get onto that podium. Wittmann G is in. Tay is saying that Fran is losing about 6 to 10 seconds per lap, and he finally pits in with literally no rubber left on those tyres. Walter, is he about to inherit the lead? I think he will. I don't see the need for... We're talking about your streaming group chat. Fair enough then. Walter then does inherit the lead. Raiden chasing him down for the lead. Is Raiden within contention to win this race again? Where do Wittmann G come out the pits? Is he ahead of Knight Donna? On the source, it's close. It's going to be close coming down into the first corner. Wittmann G is ahead. And I wonder if Raiden will have to make a second stop in this race. Walter has a penalty, having to lift off to clear away the penalty there then. So does Raiden, chasing down Walter for the lead of this race, and that would be such a satisfying move if he can at least take the lead after what happened to him on the first corner. Gad Gaming in again. What is happening at Red Bull? Gad Gaming makes a second stop in 2 laps. He's now onto the hards. I wonder if he's thinking those hards will make the final 10 laps. And Buttocks is chasing down M3 guys. M3 guy did eventually find his way ahead of Buttocks, with Ruti a long way in front of them two. Hunty trying to get through. Yep, so Walter Ring wide into Parabolica. I'm not sure if that was an actual line or Walter just had a little bit of an error going wide into Parabolica. Almost looked like Raiden was about to pit then. Brighton Lod in 5th place. He's just there, I suppose, for Yorkshire Tea. He's trying to bring up the performances to score the points needed. Fran as well doing an increase in probably disappointing. I'm not too sure what made Fran stay up for so long. And if he thinks he can get these mediums to the end, I think he overstayed his welcome on the soft tyres. Vim G chasing down Walter then. Does look like his times were on the up, but he's managed to get his times under control into the 1:33 in the last lap at 35s, 36s, 38s and a 58 on lap 7. I don't know if that was the lap that he pitted in or not, which would explain why that was a whole 20 seconds quicker, slower even. Now Night Donner chasing down the Infinity car of Vitamin G, who's chasing down the Yorkshire Tea car of Walter. Here comes Walter. Here comes Vitamin G. He's getting ever closer, but it's not quite close enough. Is Vitamin G using his overtake this time? Yes, he is. In fact, Night Donner's used half of it. Vitamin G using about half of it. Pulls out to the inside on the main straight, and it looks like Vitamin G's through on the overtake button. Night Donner looks like he's going to try and get close enough. Now Walter's pulling back. He's not going down without a fight, but he ultimately goes back onto the driving line, concedes the position. Vitamin G moves up into second. It looks like Walter's about to lose the podium place now to Night Donner, who's ended up ahead of his teammate Fran, who was leading the race and now chases down Righton Lad. And in fact, he's all over the back of Righton Lad, getting very close to the gearbox of Righton here into Curva Grande. We've seen a couple of moves into the second chicane already. Will Fran add to that list? Pulls out to the inside, number 43 and number 45, down the inside goes Fran into the second chicane, and yes, he does increase that list of overtakes into the second chicane. Righton Lad does drop the position. In fact, Raiden's lost the lead. Has Raiden made a mistake? Because Vim and G has inherited the lead now. Raiden must have made an error somewhere. Walter down to 3rd place with Night Donner 4th. Raiden immediately looked like he's going to try and get himself back on Vimman. That's a probability. Night Donner needs to be using these softs. He's got to pit soon. His fuel's depleted and his tyres going. Surely Night Donner's got to pit. Yeah, as Tay's pointing out, that mistake could cost Raiden a victory here. Vitman G now leads Raiden, but Raiden probably going to have to stop again, whereas Vitman, if he can get his fuel to last, could work a 1-stop. Raiden might have to do a 2-stop here. With Walter on the hard tyre as well, looks like a driver that could be going for a 1-stop with Night Donner on for P4. Is it a possibility where we see yet again a chance of Walter sneaking his way onto the podium? Who's gone? Night Donner might have been. Tay, who is pretty much Ted Kravitz to this race, is pointing out that if Raiden looks after his tyres, looks after his fuel, Raiden could just make a one-stop work. Night Donner surely has to pit in again for fuel and tyres. Walter still has to make his first pit stop, but Walter at this stage can definitely probably go into the medium tyre and make that the end. Same with Night Donner. Is Fran going to get to the end? I reckon Fran could. But after leading the race early on, he's going to be a bit disappointed with the podium, and they do. Walter and Night Donner pitting in. Night Donner for the second time, Walter for the first. Wrighton lad, he's also jumping into the pit lane. Ruti will also likely have to pit, so where does Hunty come then? In relation to Walter, get a bit of a moment into Parabolica. We saw the Hunty and Walter at the beginning of the race, but has Hunty done enough to get back in front of Walter? Walter moves now. And where is Hunty? Hunty is through and into P4 then. Walter drops to 5th place. Night Donner behind them both 6th. 7th, I believe, is M3 guy. Who's no 8th place. Wrighton lad gets out ahead of M3 guy. But that's close. M3 guy charging down at full speed and looks to try and get around the outside of Wrighton lad, but that's not enough on this occasion. But he runs deep into the first corner, and M3 guy might have an opportunity if he can get it power on right, and he does not. M3 guy sits behind Wrighton lad for 8th place at the moment. Ruti down 9th. Gad Gaming creeps himself back into the top 10 and back into the points after what appears to be a bit more of a disappointing strategy, to be honest. Nepra Products in 11th. Raiden in. Raiden dives into the pit, so Raiden has committed to the 2-stop at this point. Is Hunty close enough though? I don't think Hunty is. I reckon Raiden will come out in 3rd place. Fran does now move up into 2nd place. But with Hunty rapidly closing in, Night Donner all over the back of Walter to try and get around the outside. Into Parabolica, there's contact. There's a bit of wheel banging as Walter tries to get the drive out of the corner. Raiden's on the move now. Where's Hunty coming onto the main straight? And they're too far apart. Hunty miles down the straight, but at the end, we've got Night Donner still trying to get past, and now he's committed to the outside yet again. They're both using their overtake button. Walter with a lot more of it than Night Donner to try and get that 5th place. Night Donner tries to get around the outside of MJ Walter. It's not enough though. Now this is interesting. Raiden's got fresh, soft tyres. Fran has got 1 mediums, and Wittmann has got relatively fresh, soft hards. There is about, what, 5 laps to go. Raiden's got a 15-second deficit, but you reckon with fresh softs he can get 2nd. I feel 1st might be a little bit out of reach, but 2nd is definitely a mission he can get now. We need to keep an eye on that gap. In fact, Walter, Hunty and Night Donner are all incredibly close to each other out of absolutely nowhere. They're all nose to tail as they charge down the straight that leads into Ascari. I think there's a little bit of bump drafting going on there. Hunty committed to that inside line. Walter tries to get to the outside into Ascari. There's not enough there, but Hunty gets a very slow drive, and there's a bit of contact. There's contact, and they've all gone off. There is contact. Hunty off, Night Donner off, and Walter is facing the wrong direction. Where is Wrighton? Is Wrighton close enough to capitalise on this? I think he is. And is Night Donner slowing? Night Donner just continued straight on, so Wrighton's just gained 2 positions. Hunty and Walter are going to be fuming about that one. What on earth just happened there? And 3 guy incredibly close as well. And Ruti has managed to close it in. And now Hunty is be driving with anger, as is Walter, determined to try and make those positions back. That's interesting. And Hunty dives in then. Hunty into the pit. Interesting decision there from Hunty. Will he come out though in the points? What is going on at Red Bull? Every time they look on for good results, something goes wrong for them. And the 2 Red Bulls bringing up the fringes of the points in 9th and 10th. It's not ideal for them at the moment. That will definitely be one for the stewards, me, to look at. after the race on the replays to try and identify what on earth happened there at Ascari. It just looked odd, and it looked like, might be wrong, first impression Tater's saying that it looked like Hunting parked it on the apex and Nike hit him, or Walter was caught in the crossfire. Ruti manages to just fly past him through on the straight like his finger stood still. Walter looks to be losing time now, and Ruti with the foul. Walter ended up spinning. That's not going to have done his tyres a world of good. Now Ruti chases down Walter for P6, P5, right in last, fourth night Donna then. The top three. Braden has gotten the gap down to just 8.3 seconds in about 2 laps. And even picking up the fastest lap, a 1:29.1. That was quicker than he got in qualifying. Braden is a man on a mission, and he's not down and out. But he has no overtake left, so this is all on driver skill. Fran, however, has a lot. That could play into Fran's advantage when they come to racing each other at the end of the race. Braden's got 5 seconds. Can he get second? It's going to be very marginal if he can. Yep. He is, yeah, he's all over the back of Gad at the moment. He's trying, looks like he's shaping up a move. Is there going to be team orders at Red Bull? Looks relatively orchestrated, but Gad is keeping his nose down the inside, but Gad looks to back out. Was not orchestrated with Hunty on the faster and fresher tyres, and it's just looked like the quicker driver all weekend. Is this? Was that just a decision for the team? With Hunty being bottom of the championship to try and score points, but in the end of the day, doesn't really matter. Hunty is ahead. We'll see, the gap has dropped down to 3.5 seconds. He's got 3 laps to go. It's going to be interesting to see if Redden can do this. Fran will know he's coming through, and in fact, it looks like Fran might have decreased the gap to Wittmann. Actually, no, I think Wittmann's managed in a world of his own. He's just in a class at the moment. Is Wittmann leading the field 10 seconds ahead of Fran. The 2 Yorkshire T Racing cars then, with Walter in 6th place. 7th place is Ruti, and Wrighton lad has come from 11th to 5th. He's done a great race at the moment. Meanwhile, we do have Ruti quickly closing in on Walter. Hunty desperately trying to close up to M3 guy. Hang on a minute, because Ruti's trying to get around the outside of Walter, down the straight, heading into Ascari. Ruti flies himself ahead. Walter loses the position, and now Ruti moves on to his eyes set on the other Yorkshire T Racer car of Wrighton lad. Raiden is through. Raiden is actually ahead and now into 2nd place. Didn't really notice that, but Raiden has made the move work, and Raiden is ahead on the penultimate lap of the race. Now has a 10.4 second gap to Wittmann G. I don't think that's going to be possible for Raiden to win this one, but I'm sure he'll be happy with 2nd given the circumstances. And Fran goes incredibly deep. Fran off the track into the 2nd chicane, loses a lot of time there. I'm not sure what happened there. Thank you for Tay for spotting that one. I get the feeling there's going to be a couple of incidents to look into after this one, mainly one on the first lap and then what happened at Ascari. And I've just noticed Fran's tyres are absolutely destroyed. And he gets a penalty coming out of Ascari. Fran's race rapidly coming undone. Raiden takes 2 seconds out of the gap to Wittmann on that lap, but I don't think that's going to be enough with an 8-second margin. Currently it is Vitman G who's winning with an 8-second margin, with Raiden heading on to the last lap of the race. Fran's race really looks to have come undone, but he'd be happy with the podium, and I think that might be his first podium of the season. Not entirely certain of that one though. Like Donna down in 4th as well, he had an incident, but compared to where he qualified, I'm sure 4th, it's an improvement. Raiden lad has quietly done quite well in the midfield and slowly crept his way forward, and is actually challenging Night Donna as Night Donna's tyres look to be going off. Can Raiden lad gain an extra position on this last lap, or will it be too much asking of him, as Vitman G doing yet another sensational race? And I believe this to be Vitman's first win. He was all set to win at the Nürburgring last season before being robbed with just 2 corners to go on the final lap. Raiden managed to overtake him there in the Nürburgring race, which was a sensational race then. An incredible race yet again, and it looks like today's winner is Vitman G as he heads around the final corner. Vitman G wins in Monza. And then there's, hang on a minute. There we go. Vitman G wins in Monza, taking the checkered flag. Raiden has completed a masterful comeback drive to take second. Fran finally getting himself onto the podium. Raiden lad then bringing it home in 5th. He's done an incredible job from 11th on the grid. Ruti in 6th place. Walter in 7th. He's got to be gutted with that one. M3 guy 8th, but it's not over yet. Does Hunty get him? I think it's too much though. There's not long enough, just an extra lap, and Hunty would have M3 guy on the line. It's close, but it's not enough. Hunty 9th, Gad getting 10th, and Emperor Buttocks the only driver not to score points, as well as Gemini, who was unable to finish then. So Vitman G then did a great job of winning this race. Did a great job, and that's it. He managed to stay clear of any chaos that befell the rest of the front runners. Managed to stick to a decent strategy, and it just won him the race. And at this time he has conquered a Super Formula race. Raiden, must be said, an incredible drive from Raiden from what happened at the start. There we go then, there it is, Vitman G winning the race. Hunty and Walter are seemingly, understandably upset with the results there. Expect there to be a lot of fire going on there. Our top 3 then, shall we? The interviews then with Vitman, Raiden and Fran. Get your questions ready. Does Fran have a mic? We don't really know if Fran has a mic. Nah, you're bad. But we're about to find out if Fran has a mic or not. It was a great race overall though, but let's see then, you people. Who was your driver today? Who was the best performer of the race in Monza? Personally, I think it's got to be either Raiden or Raiden. Hello, Vitman.
Hey guys. Yeah, good. Pretty good after that. I was a bit nervous towards the end. That's my first Super Formula win, so even though I had a big gap, yeah. But yeah, I lucked in as well massively for that one, with a few incidents and tyre choices with heaps.
Yeah, it was a massive incident at the first corner.
Yeah, I was lucky to avoid it.
Hello, Raiden. I'm not sure if Fran has a mic or not, but I guess we're about to find out. Just see if we are expecting Fran, and then we get on the way. So I guess we're not to be expecting Fran then, so with that, let's get it underway then, and well done to you two. And Fran, but,
a nice one.
Oh yeah. No, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Yeah, just out of nowhere, like missiled me.
Anyway, Wittmann, so well done on the win, your first one. Would you say you were getting Nürburgring flashbacks though with this one? With Raiden chasing you down at the end of the race?
It was reminding me a little bit of the one where was it?
With Nürburgring, wasn't it? Oh, street.
Was it Nürburgring? Yeah, the street track.
Oh, right, yeah.
But obviously he was closer then, and I got the penalty, and then they got me on the last lap. Obviously I had a bigger gap, but still it's much less when you see Formula, and I think it's in racing as well. So yeah, I just wanted to bring it home.
Fair enough. Anyway, Wittmann, so with this win, would you say you're in contention for the championship as the season progresses, or?
I would still say Raiden's the favourite. I think I'll hang in there in a few races and make it exciting, but you never know. If Knight comes Raiden at the first corner in every race, I've got a chance.
We've got a question from the followers. It's Tom. How much do you feel the turnaround affected the overall result of the race?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think a few of the guys actually started in the slots by mistake. In the quality format, I'm not sure. What I do is I start on the tyres at the start of the lap, and then I just change to the slots at the end, and that seems to work. But in terms of the race, I mean, obviously the first corner, once Raiden's taken out, that relieved a lot of pressure for me, and something happens on the softs, so I just try to keep it consistent, and sort of hold the gap between forcing into an error, which eventually happened. And then I just kind of had to bring it home from there, because I knew I was going to kind of messed up their tyres inadvertently. So for me, other than I wasn't sure in the second half of the race when I came out of the pits behind Raven, I wasn't sure if he was going to make us hard. So I was a bit relieved when he came into the pits the second time. But yeah, it was good racing. Shame for us. I don't know about the back of the race, how it was to those guys. I'd imagine
Well, I mean, Hunty and Walter almost looked like they were in a podium position at the start, so.
Oh yeah, well Hunty was probably pressuring me the first few laps.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the move actually. say. Why weren't you there tonight, mate? I was expecting two mad Jim.
I think Tej says I'm not sure where Tej is, but he's in the chat. Also, Tej's got a question for Braden. He says, without you were leading the race as well after the pit stop when Wittmann came up behind you, and you had a bit of a gap, and then I think you made a mistake somewhere on the track. Do you reckon you'd have won without that mistake or not?
I don't think so. It only because I upbraked myself and it reset me back onto the track, so I only lost like 4 or 5 seconds. It would have been close. It would have been really close, but I mean, even the incident at turn 1, that wouldn't have stopped me. I think it was because I had to start on the soft tyres, so I made the mistake in quali of not changing before the start of quali. So I had to do the 2-stop basically, and yeah, that was not as fast as just doing mediums and hards.
Oh, by the way, Tay says he doesn't have a copy of GT Sport at the moment. Yeah. Budge, anything else to add, or?
Yeah, it was a fun race, to be fair. It was fun coming through the grid. I mean, I don't think it's going to affect too much if they get second. So. But yeah, see how the rest of the season goes.
Yeah, then. Yeah, I think that's it then. So, yeah, we're all good then. So, well done to you all, and we'll see you next race in 2 weeks. It's at the Nürburgring. The GP track around the Nürburgring is the next track the next 2 weeks. It was a great race last season. We'll see if it can deliver again this season. Yes.
Yeah, cheers, Raiden. Unlucky tonight. Without that, I'm sure you would have won. I need those slices of luck to beat you.
Right, so we will be ending the stream here then. So thank you for watching, anyone. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.